7 Plus. So huge smartphone on the right side, even though the display is smaller. We have a 5.5-inch Full HD screen, so not that high for resolution compared to the Samsung, which has a Quad HD with 2560 x 1440 resolution and 5.8 inches. So the screen is bigger. You can see it here. It starts lower, but if you look at the icons for everyday use, you have the same spot where it starts and then it ends probably at the same spot. So you have obviously your Android buttons on the bottom, which you don't see when you watch a movie, for example. So the screen is really, for multimedia at least, a lot bigger, or watching pictures or anything like that. So both have quite good hardware inside, except for the screen on the iPhone is, as I mentioned, not as high resolution. We have 3 gigs of RAM and 4 gigs of RAM, and also I have on both installed an application which is called, or which is a benchmark, where you can see that the iPhone gets a little bit more points because of the lower resolution probably. But you can see that we have here 71,000 points, here we have 60,000, here we have 52, then we have 56. So for 3D, Samsung is a little bit better for gaming. For UX, the iPhone is a little bit better. So for everyday app using, then the processing power is a lot faster with the iPhone with 52,000 compared to 38,000 on the Samsung. We have here Samsung own processing inside because we are in Germany. So this is the Exynos 8850 or 95. Here we have an Apple 12,000 for the RAM, and here only 92,000 for the RAM. So for the RAM also the iPhone is faster. That's quite interesting to see, but you can definitely see it if you start up an app. Oh, I'm sorry. Let's start them up both while actually we have closed them all. And we will close also all the apps in the background, so it's here. So it's again start both at the same time. You will right away see that the iPhone, even with an error or anything like that, it's right away inside the game. It's right there, and with Samsung it takes a little while, and it asks you for some Google Play things, and then we are also there. It doesn't take that long compared to other Android phones, but it's actually, as you can feel, a little bit slower. So let's run this beautiful game where the light is not perfect, so let me pick both up. And then you can see that the colors on the Samsung are not only nicer, but what I mentioned, the screen is also a little bit bigger for gaming as far as I can feel somehow. And it runs a little bit smoother. It's quite strange because we have a high resolution and the processor is actually slower when we listen to the benchmark, but as you were able to feel, the Samsung phone was just a little bit better even with all the apps closed in the background. So what about the camera? Both have a 12 megapixel camera on the back. I will show you the design in a second. Let me go for the camera app right up here, and then you will see that actually if you look at the front camera where we have here 8 megapixels and here only 7, that makes a big difference also with the lenses, probably because the Samsung has just a wider not aperture, but actually just a wider lens angle. So you can see here that the wide angle of the lens is really a lot better with Samsung, but the colors are maybe a little bit more realistic on the iPhone, but I'm not that red in the picture. I just look a little bit nicer and more colorful, but usually we'll take the most pictures with the back device or back camera, which has on both 12 megapixels, and you can see here if I have something here to shoot, like a Samsung Galaxy S7, you can see that on the left side the focus is a little bit slower than on the iPhone. The iPhone is just really amazingly fast, and the Samsung just needs a little while because the screen is just so bright. But in terms of colors, I have both at the same spot. So on the device you can see also the colors for this chair are a little bit different on both devices, and the wall especially on the back, so the standard coloring of the camera is just different, but we have also the possibility to zoom with the secondary camera, which is also a big plus point for the Apple iPhone 7 Plus at concerts, for example. So you can see here on both the 12 megapixel camera, but actually the Apple camera sticks out while the Samsung camera does not stick out at all, and that's also a big difference for, I think, a lot of people that want to buy a new device. The fingerprint reader is actually on the back. For the iPhone it's on the front. I will not test those because that's actually quite about the same speed. But in terms of thickness, the Samsung is also thicker with 8 millimeters because it has a wireless charger built in. You can use just a wireless charging pad to charge your 3000 milliamp battery, while you have the same size battery in the iPhone. But it's slimmer with just 7 millimeters. But with that slimness comes also the price that you don't have a headset jack on the bottom anymore. So you don't have a headset jack on the iPhone, you only have it on the Samsung phone still. And both have a reversible USB connector, but in terms of speed, the speed is just a lot faster actually on the Samsung phone, because we have there USB 3.1 in terms of data transfer speed, and here we have only USB 2.0. Microphones and speakers speakers are both on the bottom on the devices, and Samsung has an extra button for Bixby. So these are the on and off switches. SIM card reader. Samsung has a SIM card reader on the top, but also micro SD card slot, so you can expand the internal memory. And on the next side, you will have then also an extra button for Bixby. That's the Siri equivalent for Samsung devices. And on Apple, we only have the volume rockers and the mute button. So I hope you got a little bit of a glimpse of what both devices can do. Design-wise, I would say the Samsung is looking nicer, but in the case, you definitely need a case because of the fingerprints. You can see them on the back are looking horrible. With Apple, that's not that big of a problem thanks to the full metal design. You can see it's looking still quite nice, but I would definitely choose Samsung for the cheaper price when it comes to more storage, because it's cheap to put in an extra micro SD card. Also, the speed for data transfer on the bottom is faster. The camera is really good when it comes to optical image stabilization, also for 4K videos, but actually Apple does that also. So what else? Obviously it's waterproof. Both devices are waterproof, but now we have also here, as I mentioned, wireless charging built in, and just this huge screen on the smaller Samsung Galaxy S8. So I will also do a comparison with the Samsung Galaxy S8 Plus, a little bit more in detail, with the pictures that I took during the day. This is just at an event here, the short little review or comparison. So I hope you liked it. My name is Balazs. Next time, something again.